The Ahsoka trailer just dropped, so let's review it. Alright, the first scene, and all I could ask myself is, where is she? Is it something to do with the Old Republic? Who are there statues of? And I love this move that Ahsoka does, and I think it's a great nod to a move that she used to do in the Clone Wars, and then she says that she senses something dark. So check out Ahsoka right here and how stoic she is. It reminds me of how stoic Luke Skywalker was in Return of the Jedi. And I think that's what they're going for. I think she has trained with Luke Skywalker. And one thing to point out on her Liku, I love Ahsoka, but did you ever get those lizards on a wire like in a county fair? Does her texture of her Liku remind you of that? Okay, back to the trailer. So looking at the room and the patterns on the wall, this might be an indication that the place that she's in, it might be a portal to the world between worlds. And we saw these similar patterns in Star Wars Rebels in the world between worlds as well. So this caught my eye with the Lucasfilm logo in red. And when we've seen it before, we've seen it in silver or green, but never red. And with the amount of red sabers, or quotes, red sabers that we're gonna see in this teaser, I think that we're in for a lot of evil in this series. And now we get our first images of Sabine Wren and a Lothcat. Very cool. I love the color of her hair, and it's longer than what we've seen from her in Rebels, or trying to denote the passage of time. And when Ahsoka talks to Sabine, the passage of time gets reinforced when Sabine says it's been a while, and Ahsoka says things have changed. Again, I think that the evil in this series is going to be even more that we have seen in Star Wars before. And Ahsoka takes on battle droids similar to the ones that we saw Anakin fight in Revenge of the Sith, but now it has Sith flavorings in the armor and the shock staffs. So anyway, they're protecting the shrine and they don't want Ahsoka there. And now we get our first glimpse of Hera. It's great to see her in live action right next to Chopper. And we saw Chopper last year at Star Wars Celebration 2022. And it looks like Hera is wearing a very, very cool Star Wars World War II bomber jacket. And now we start to see some of the characters that I have the most questions about. We see a teenage Sith, an older gentleman, can't tell if they're Sith yet, but they wield these orange-red sabers, and they're not truly red sabers, so that's interesting. We get a first glimpse of Mon Mothma in what I could only guess are the senators of the New Republic, and now we get to the biggest moment. We see the back of Jeff Goldblum's head. Okay, well, it looks like Jeff Goldblum's head. Cameos are a thing in Star Wars. Don't forget that, people. It's Thrawn, and you can bet they're gonna save his reveal for the actual episode, maybe for a later trailer, but I hope they don't show us what he looks like until the first episode when they reveal him. Give us something to look forward to. So it looks like Thrawn is in his throne room, and we can see a better shot of this when Elsbeth looks in fear or contempt at Thrawn's throne. Say that 10 times. Thrawn's throne, Thrawn's throne. But this line gave me chills when Ahsoka says, heir to the Empire. And that is a direct lift from the books entitled Heir to the Empire from Timothy Zahn. And I hope most of what came from that book will be brought into canon to build the character of Thrawn. We see another orange-bladed person, but his armor is very unique, and it actually looks like an old medieval knight, as if these fighters are from an older generation or sect. You can call it a cult even. But the environment they're in, it looks like a portal to the world between worlds, and it looks like the energy field that Grogu enabled in The Mandalorian. So this could be a Force beacon, and maybe they're trying to find Ezra. And here's another aspect I want to focus on, that this person's fighting style, it reminds me of Vader, but Vader had to adapt to that fighting style because of his suit. This person seems to have adapted Vader's fighting style just to be like Vader. Maybe they're Vader cultists. That's what I'm thinking. And finally, we see Ezra Bridger in hologram form and Sabine longingly looking at him. And now again in this scene, the orange blades are back, and the armor style of this, again, it looks like a medieval knight. So I'm starting to think they're from a cult or a sect that's trying to make us connect them as knights of a forgotten era. And as we get a shot of Hu Yang, who I think is going to play a pivotal role in this first season and may even have to get sacrificed in this first season to save the crew. So we're going to see. But my guess is if they play him up as a sentimental favorite, expect him not to last. That's just how drama works, folks. And as we get to the end logo and the music swell, we get the end date, and I think this may get pushed back to November, but if it's actually August, I'll consider that a bonus. That's my review of the Ahsoka trailer. I can't wait for it to come out. Let me know what you think about it in the comments. And as always, my friends, thank you, and I will see you next time.
If you're new to the channel, check out the welcome video, or just check out the next episode. And please subscribe if you want to follow the journey. And remember, there is no shame in being a Padawan.